Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, this is the Health and Wellness Show. My name is Chebet Birir, and we are talking about grief. And before we went for a break, we were talking about individual grief, and everybody here on set has actually experienced grief, including me. And so you see why it is a very important topic to talk about it and how to handle grief. Now, we want now to talk about how the different religions handle grief. We have Kamal, who is an Indian, we have Daisy is a Christian, and Hamza is a Muslim, and I'm a Christian as well. So we want to help you understand the different religions and how they handle grief. And I want us to start with the extreme left, Kamal. You handle funerals, Hindu funerals to be specific. So please tell us, from the time someone dies, what happens?
The first thing I'm going to say is, grief has no race, no creed, no color.
Absolutely.
It comes and it comes to everyone. As what my brother told me and what my sister told me here, is that at the end of the day, we all know where we're going because that's where we came from. But it's very hard to accept. No matter what age you are and at what stage you are in life. So basically for the Hindu culture, what happens is that somebody passes away, they call us, and if it's at home, we guide them in terms of what the legality process is and also what the culture process is. Before, in the olden days, we never used to take anybody to a mortuary.
Allow me to take you back a bit.
Sure.
How do you break the news first?
How do we break the news?
Is there a formula?
You mean to the other
person who's lost a loved one, or the family?
That's the doctor.
That's the doctor.
That's the doctor.
Okay.
Or that if it's at home, then obviously either the son or the wife has gone to wake them up, or they've woken up next to them and they've seen that they're not breathing anymore. Then the process starts of calling the doctor or calling us. But obviously it's not our job to pronounce them gone, but it's the doctor who then certifies the necessary details to be done.
Okay.
But then once, as I was saying, that in the olden days, we never used to take anybody to the mortuary because it was a big taboo for us in our culture. Also, we used to do it as the same way the Muslims do. It's an immediate burial, and we would for us it was an immediate cremation. But as of times have gone and your family has evolved in other parts of the world, we have now gone with the world, with the times, and we take them to the mortuary. So coming back, just going back in history, we would bring ice blocks, and then we would have the jute bags, the gunias as we call them, and we would put them. We had them in stock with us. We'll put them on the floor, put ice blocks, we'd put some more gonias, we'd put some more bed sheets, and then put the deceased on it. And in case if we had to wait for somebody, for a family or so. But even that waiting process would not exceed more than 24 hours.
Okay.
Or less.
Okay.
Because the most we would wait for is somebody from Mombasa or Kisumu or parts of Kenya. Even Tanzania or Uganda we would not wait because it would take time for them to cross the borders and whatever.
Unless they're taking a flight.
But at that time, flights were very expensive for us. You know, now things have become cheaper.
Yes.
And from UK to here, it's 8 hours you're here. The time difference plays a big part of it. But that time, things were difficult.
Okay.
Even phone calls, to call somebody to tell a son or the daughter that your father has passed away or your mother's passed away or your relative has passed away in England, you would have to go through that operator. Once the operator calls you and they get through to the UK number, things are already dead and finished. So that's what the olden day process was for us. But now what we do is we take them to the mortuary, we preserve it, and we wait for the family members to advise us as to what they want to do. Again, as we said, we have now evolved in the good times and the times ahead. Is we also do, initially we never used to do the furnace cremation, the cremator, which is powered by either diesel or by gas. We just used to do traditional, which is with the woods, which you saw in Kitale.
Yes, yes.
But the cremator facilities are only available in Nairobi.
Okay.
For Hindu funerals. And also the county government has also got one in Langata. And so we have 2 furnaces in Karioko. And so we give the family a choice. Do they want to do traditional, which is the wood, or do you want to go the greener way now, which is the cremator? And a lot of families are now accepting to do cremator. So basically, we give them, as soon as we've given them a choice, they'll make a choice. Also now, this is something your viewers, I know I'm going to divert a bit and take over your show.
It's okay. We're having a conversation, so it's fine.
But I want my viewers to know, or your viewers to know, is that, now we're encouraging the families to allow us for the deceased to donate their corneas after they've passed away, and in the Muslim culture, even in the Christian culture, and even in our culture, donation plays a very big part in our lives.
Okay.
It says you're reducing your karmas, right? And so we say the last donation, the best donation you can do before you leave this world, is give your 2 corneas to somebody who can see after you, because at the end of the day, you're buried, you're cremated, it's all ashes at the end of the day.
Thank you, Kamal.
Yeah.
We have an hour and some more.
Yes.
So we'll come back to you. Let's talk to Hamza. Hamza, Muislamu anapoaga dunia, procedure gani inafuatwa?
Naam, Muislamu anapoaga dunia anaweza kuwa nyumbani ama anaweza kuwa hospitalini. Kama ameaga nyumbani, kwa mfano huku Kibra na hata Majengo wapi, tuko na madaktari wetu Waislamu ambaye tunawapigia simu wakuje wathibitishe kwanza. Kwa sababu unajua kuna vile unaweza fanya, wengine wanasema Waislamu wanazika kama mtu bado ako hai. Sio hivyo. Sio hivyo.
Because you do it so fast.
Tunayo kwanza kuthibitisha huyu amefariki. Na kuthibitisha nyumbani, tunao madaktari wetu nyumbani. Wale wanafanya kazi ndio, lakini wako na makliniki zao nyumbani. Hao ndio wanaitwa kwanza wakuje wapime mpaka wahakikishe amefariki. Na kama ni Kenyatta ama hospitali yoyote, siku hizi wako na ile njia ya kupiga simu. Lakini hiyo pia, njia hiyo pia tumeona pia inakuaga ni rahisi ya kupokea habari ya kifo. Kwa sababu daktari anapokupigia simu anakuambia mgonjwa wako ako mahututi, anakuita. Sasa wewe mwenyewe si unajiuliza, huyu mgonjwa ako kwa mkono ya huyo daktari huko. Sasa ananiita,
daktari amelemewa,
amesema mgonjwa wangu ako alimahututi. Ni kawaida ukitoka hapo utajua kuna kitu kibaya pale, kwa sababu daktari yeye ndio mjuzi. Kwa hivyo pia hiyo ni njia ya kupokea. Na tukifikaga hospitali, tukiona tushapelekwa room nyingine hapo, wewe unajua hiyo room.
Psychologist.
Tunaambiwa ngoja kidogo, watu wanazunguka tu, wanakuja ngoja kidogo, wanazunguka. Sasa wewe, sisi kama mimi nadhani shughuli zangu ni kama yake. Ndio Kibira, mimi ndio na shughulikaga na matangazo yote, kifo zote, napigiwa simu saa 7, saa ngapi ya usiku. Mimi naenda. Nikienda hospitali kama nikiona hivyo, mimi nakuaga niko tayari. Nikiona ile room alafu kidogo daktari anaingia, ngoja ni kidogo, hivyo mimi najua.
Unajua ni.
So kama ni nyumbani, daktari ameshathibitisha ameaga, pale kuna familia kiasi ambayo wako pale. Kitu ya kwanza, sisi hatutakagi kupiga nduru kwanza. Sheria ya dini inasema ukuwe na subira kwanza, kwa sababu ile nyumba inafaa, kuna vitu nyingi zinafaa zitolewe, ziwekwe katika room nyingine, zifungwe. Kwa sababu once ukipiga nduru, na bado ndio imethibitishwa saa hii, kuna wale watakaokuja na ujui ni kina nani. Kuna vitu vinaweza kupotea pale ndani.
Okay.
Kwa hivyo kitu ya kwanza unaongelesha familia watulie, hizo vitu ziwekwe room moja na izifungwe, na kifunguo ipeane kwa mtoto wake mmoja, alafu sasa ndio mwanze kufanya matayarisho ya kuwa hapo unaambia family usipige simu kwanza kwa watu wengine. Wacha tutengeze mipango hapa kabisa. Kama ni kuogesha ile, unajua kila mtu anakufa kifo yake. That's why Waislamu tunasema before kupiga nduru, the family wakue hapo haraka, wapate kuogesha ile ya kwanza.
So tuseme ni mama ama mwanaume ni wanaume. Nani wanaume? Wanaume ndo wataosha mwanaume. Na kama ni mama ndio watamuosha.
We have two teams.
Okay. So nani familia ama ni nyinyi group ya
sheria ya Kiislamu kwanza inasemaga wanaotakikana kushughulikia huyo maiti ni jamaa zake. Ni jamaa zake kabisa.
So familia.
Sasa familia ndio huwa inatoa ruhusa. Inasema kama shehe, kwa sababu sasa sisi mashehe tuko. Wanasema mashehe tunawaomba muendelee. Na sisi pia sasa hatutakubali, tunachukua kama familia 3 hapo. Wakuwe hapo waone vile tunafanya, kwa sababu next time tutataka wao wafanye, si tu kila mara.
Also Daisy, you have to be very careful because again we're talking about the grief.
Yes.
How that person or how the family member accepts that person in the mortuary or in the room. You could have another incident. You've lost one, but you could have another incident while you're dressing and bathing the deceased, right?
Because
somebody's not that strong in accepting.
Yes.
Yeah, then so you might have another issue. Yes. So you have to be very careful, and also, as I understand with Hamza, I can say, John, Jurgen, Moy, let's go inside. But then I don't know how strong either of the 3 are. But I don't want to stop them from coming in and participating and giving their loved one the final farewell. That closure. So you have to be very, very careful. You have to be very balanced in doing things and allowing people to do what you have to do.
Yes. And for Hindus, you still do the same day, or do we now have families say we'll wait after 2 days or 4 days?
We'll wait, and sometimes if there's nobody coming, if that person is on the last stage of cancer, or they know that he's old and he's going, and the sons have come and visited, or the brothers have come and visited, and now they can't come from overseas or for any reason whatsoever, and they make that decision, then we do it straight away. If not, then we wait for the days that we know that they're coming in. But I'm just going to add something here with Hamza. I myself, I'm scared of going to the hospital and visiting the sick of our community or my friends. Because with the work that I do, they say, and as soon as I enter the door, my time is not up.
Oh, yeah, they know you.
Yes.
So they see you. Oh my goodness.
It's you're helping the community. You're doing something for the good. But at the same time, you can't participate in their sickness.
Okay.
It's like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody wants to see him. Wow. Okay.
Ile wakati ya kwanza ile process. Baada ya kutayarishwa, alafu sasa kuna mkutano itaitwa familia.
So wameshaosha
ile ya kwanza, si ya kuosha kwenda kuzika.
Kuna kuosha mara mbili.
Ya kwanza ile. Ile ya kwanza uoshwe. Alafu sasa family waitane. Waulizane tutazika
wapi, saa ngapi?
Leo ama kesho.
Okay. So ni either leo ama kesho. Okay.
So vile watakavo amua, lakini pia kuna dini inawaguide hapo. Inawaguide hapo, dini inawaguide kama inawatolea namna ambayo inasemekana mtu akifa harakishwe kuzikwa. pengine wako na reason yao kama vile mwenzangu hapa amesema, Kamara amesema, wale within country, wale wako ndani ya nchi wameomba, si ati wamelazimisha, wameomba. Hiyo sasa wanafanywa ihsani. Wanafanywa ihsani, lakini sio ati wanalazimisha. Wanaomba sisi na tuko na time, na hata kama basi tumepata, yani wamesha hakikisha. Kuna wale hata wanatoka Qatar.
So tuseme sasa wameomba hisani. Sasa wakishafika nini inaendelea?
Wakishafika tunatayarisha sasa kuogesha ile ya pili na ya kwenda kuzika.
Kuna tuseme vifaa ama vitu ambavyo anapakwa ama kuvalishwa ama
ni sanda. Sisi tunatumia sanda. Sanda ni tunaita coffin, but ni sanda. Mwanaume ni shuka 3 tu. Ni shuka 3 tu kwa urefu yake ya mwanaume ipite, na kwa kando yake pia ipite, isiwe ndogo. Hiyo kwa mwanamke ndio, kwa sababu tunaheshimu wanawake, ile kumsitiri mwanamke. Kwa mwanamke tuko na shuka 2, alafu tuko na marinda yote white.
Pia kwa wanaume ni white.
Yote white. Mwanamke ako na marinda ya white, ni tu ile kama skirt, lakini haishonwi. Alafu kuna dress ambaye pia inapita kiasi mkono, na inaweza kuwa na kofia ama kitambaa ya kufunga kichwa. Alafu sasa ni hiyo shuka 2 sasa inazungushwa naye. Alafu lazima iwe na marashi kidogo. Hivyo. Hizo ndio zile. Na kwa nini inazikwa haraka? Uislamu haina gharama. Ya mazishi haina gharama.
Tutakuja hapo. Wacha sasa tutarudi hapo. Wacha tuende kwa Kristo sasa. Daisy, what do you know about the Christian passage into the afterlife?
Thank you. This is a very interesting discussion, because I'm also wearing the hat of a psychologist, trying to understand and trying to not demean any culture, any religion. So in terms of, and maybe allow me to deviate a little bit into what happens. I'm glad that Hamza has mentioned how whenever he sees doctors pacing about, he knows what is happening. So in my training, I had an instance where I had to break the bad news to the family about the loss.
So was this a training or practical real life situation where somebody had actually lost someone?
So now it is in a practical situation, because for us in our practice, you have to practice in a hospital with real individuals.
So it had actually happened?
Yes, it had actually happened. Wow. So in my practice, we were told to go around and see whether there are any patients who need mental health expertise or counseling, or somebody who has a psychiatric problem. So when we were passing about, we realized in one of these beds that had been screened, which had a curtain, there was somebody who kept on talking. So they're talking, and in our thought we were thinking they're delirious or they're mentally ill. So we noted down the name and we said we're going to come back when they're a bit stable to do an assessment on them. One to us, because it was a public hospital and it's really congested. People were around, and whenever the doctors are doing the rounds, they tell family members, please leave as we examine the patient. So the family members were around. I think it was the spouse. It was a male person, so the spouse was around. And so the spouse left and went, and then called church members and told church members, come and visit. So they came with thermoses of tea, the way we do in our African setup. Thermoses of tea coming to visit this person. And they're saying, this person is even getting better. They're even speaking. They've asked for a certain person to come.
Yes, sometimes I'm told they ask for a particular type of food. Maybe they had asked for the tea.
Yes, they'd asked for the tea. So during that whole, and you know, the ward rounds are happening at around 9, and the visiting hours are around 1.
So that's during 9 a.m.
No, like 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. So 1 p.m. during lunchtime, that's the visiting hours. So after that whole, we've noted down the name, and then now we are called, we're being told, now you see, unfortunately this person has died, and we need to call the family members and tell them about the bad news. So we don't normally remove the body from the bed. We
Before
leave
the
it
family
there.
comes.
Yes.
Yes.
So what we do, we'll just screen the bed and we'll cover the body with a white sheet. We'll cover it all the way to the head. And we usually have small counseling rooms in public hospitals. They'll just give you a small room. Maybe it's a pantry. That's where you're going to do the counseling from. So my supervisor called me and told me and one of my other colleague students that you're going to break the bad news to this family. So we were trying to get the doctor, because the doctor is the person who certifies the death. So we were trying to get the doctor, but for some reason the doctor had already left, but had already certified and then left. So we tried to look for
they were avoiding breaking the news.
Yes.
So when they umeachiwa
nimeachiwa mzigo. So we are trying to get the doctor. The supervisor is just telling us, oh, so it's lunchtime. And the family members come with tea, and they've come with church members.
What?
We are coming to see this person.
And wait,
who's
before they came, they were called, right?
No, they've not yet been
it's
called.
It's just a normal visit.
Yeah, it's just a normal visit
yes.
because it's 1 p.m. So they're coming with thermoses
to
of tea,
their patient.
And the pantry room is next to the entrance, and we are stopping them. We're telling them, no, wait, the doctor needs to speak to you. And they're saying, you know what, tell the doctor they'll find us by the bedside as we're going. And we're telling them, no, just come into this room, have a seat. We're trying to get the doctor, and we realized if we don't get the doctor in time,
they will find
the body, and then it will just be
prepared.
something very delirious, and things will just get out of control. So we got them into the room, and the first thing that we asked them is, how was your family member? Mgonjwa wenyu alikuwaje? And they're saying, alikuwa sawa. The patient was getting better. When you left him, what was the last thing the doctor told you? That he needs to go to ICU. And when somebody is unwell,
so they were told the patient needs to go to ICU.
That was the last communication they were given. And the last time when you left this patient, the psychologist was asking, when somebody is sick, we're trying to get them to the concept of they're unwell, so they could get better, but they're a bit closer to death. So we're saying when somebody is unwell and then they keep on getting unwell, what happens to them? And other people in the room could not understand, and they kept on saying, they just get sicker. They're like, no, when this person gets unwell, what happens? And in the room, I think there are few people who picked up on the cues, and they were silent. They were in shock. And before we knew it, now there's somebody who had the first scream came from this person, and they were screaming and they were wailing. And now the tea that was meant for the patient ended up being the tea for the family, because they're in shock. Somebody is fainting. We are pulling one person, taking them to try and resuscitate them in the next room. And now I understand why he's saying he should not wail.
Yes.
And I'm understanding why he's saying that there are people who are allowed in the room and others are not allowed in the room.
Yes. Now we sorry, there is, I know it's a lengthy conversation, and it's a very interesting conversation, but I want us to close this part of the show, and then we'll come back to part 2. But before we close, I want you to explain to us the Christian perspective now. And we'll come back to now the breaking of the news and the acceptance at the stages of grief way later. But what's your perspective as a Christian on how to handle death?
So, first things first, even with a Christian towards the dying, and especially when it is something called anticipatory grief,
where
we know this person is unwell and we know that they're heading towards death. So the first thing, and maybe I speak for various Christian denominations, some of them will say, I want you to call a Christian pastor to just come and pray for me. So the pastor will come and pray. If they want to repent of their sins, they are going to repent of their sins and sort of put their house in order, so to say. And now after that death has happened, the next thing that they now do is we are going to look for, maybe that's the church member, if that is anticipatory, or if it's a sudden death, we now have to look at which church did they go to. Unfortunately, this is what I'm hearing. Sometimes if this person had disappeared from church, the pastors might shy away from coming to officiate it. Sorry to say that. But sometimes I say grief is, and the whole burial practices is for the surviving people, for the people who are left behind. So that means that the people who are left behind, which church did they go to? So let's call this person. And again, putting in with Christianity, it has gone also into a bit of cultural practices.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'll specifically speak about my culture.
Yes.
And specifically for my culture, what happens, and as I mentioned, I'm Sabaot from the Western culture. This person, so we will go view the body. The body has already been taken to the mortuary. On the day for removing the body, we will take it out, we will open it, and people can view. Or again, before even there's the whole dressing up for this dead person. So they look for somebody who's close by, a close family member, to just go be present and help with, this is the clothing item that this person is going to wear. So the person will be dressed up, will be put in the coffin, people will view, and then there's the taking of the body home. And for us, it attracts a bigger cost than for Kina Hamza.
Yes, because for many Christians, they also intertwine with culture, so it varies from Luos to Luyas to Kalenjins. Utapata, now for Kalenjins, haifai kupita 1 week. At least 1 week. But for people like Luos and Luyas, hata wanaweza kaa 1 month before they bury. Which now, like Hamza says, while Muslims don't have garama as tunaanza michango. So but the Christian perspective of grief and mourning, of course, is that once you're gone, you're gone. And now it is now for the family to accept and mourn. And a reference to Matthew 5:4, which says that blessed are those who mourn, because they shall be comforted. So in this case now, Jesus Christ offers that comfort to the family. And also the community comes together to be there for that family or that person who's lost their loved one. We've talked about the different cultures. The Muslims pray for their dead. Even, I don't know about the Hindus, but they do pray for their dead. For Christians, I know Catholics are the ones who pray for their dead. For other denominations, they say, thank you for the time that you gave us with them. Now they are gone. If they were not saved, that's it. If they were born again, we thank God. All right, thank you so much for being with us through this very interesting episode of the show. We are taking a break for the first part, and then in the second part now we'll talk about the burial and the years and the days after that person has been buried. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Chebet Birir. See you again in the second part, which is next week.